Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, March 26th. We have all you need to know about the Belisario College's 2025 commencement speaker, as well as more on an innovative program at Penn State Health Medical Center.
We also have updates on the protests happening at Tesla dealerships across the country, along with entertainment, sports, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Grace Eckerle.
And I'm Brooke Bilski. Graduation season is quickly approaching, and Penn State's Donald P. Belisario College of Communications has just announced this year's commencement speaker. Senior correspondent for PBS NewsHour, Judy Woodruff, will speak during the undergraduate commencement this May. Her career as a broadcast journalist has spanned 4 decades, holding positions at CNN, NBC, and PBS, where Woodruff and her co-anchor Gwen Eiffel became the first 2 women to co-anchor a national news broadcast. This year's commencement will be held on May 10th at the Bryce Jordan Center, with exercises beginning at 1 p.m.
Some innovation coming out of Hershey. In a new high-pressure simulation at Penn State Health's Milton S. Hershey Medical Center, the United States National Guard medics are working on their trauma response skills. The exercise is part of the inaugural Hershey Trauma, Readiness, Education, and Training Program, which places them in a combat zone scenario. The 2-week training program simulates treating wounded soldiers amidst battlefield sounds, offering a new hands-on experience in trauma care. This makes Milton S. Hershey Medical Center the East Coast's one and only national training center.
The Geographics Lab at Penn State's Department of Geography will be hosting its first Community Mapping Day. The inaugural event will take place on Saturday, April 5th in the Walker Building and is free to the public. Participants will come together for a day centered around the theme of envisioning sustainable cities and communities. Attendees will work throughout the day on developing a pollinator pathway map for a community in suburban Philadelphia. Participants will also have the opportunity to expand their environmental knowledge while experimenting creatively. Organizers of the Community Mapping Day hope to make this event an annual tradition.
Steve and Nancy Sheets, known as the founders of Sheets and the most generous donors in Penn State Altoona's history, have committed additional funds to enhance 2 key programs they've established, the Sheets Fellows Program and the Sheets Center for Entrepreneurial Excellence. This will not only increase scholarships, but also expand the center, which provides both mentorship and financial aid to students. The Sheets Fellows Program has already helped over 130 students develop skills for success. And the weather roller coaster continues with snow flurries today and warmer weather by the weekend. Student meteorologist Emmett Ricker is live in the studio with this week's forecast. Emmett?
Thanks, Grace, and couldn't have said it better myself. Those flurries earlier today, they were a shock as can be, but it goes well with all the windy conditions that we've had earlier on this week. But going with our current conditions right now, we're sitting at about 36 degrees with a feels like of 27 due to those 13-mile-per-hour winds, and these winds are really the biggest issue for us this week. But as we move into our next 12 hours, we can see these temperatures start to tick on down, getting down to about 26, and then as that sun comes up, obviously temperatures get a little bit warmer, but that's our low point with 26 this evening. But we do have some light at the end of the tunnel with a, like I said, taste of winter right now with far below average temperatures for today and, looking like tomorrow as well. But the taste of spring, warmer temperatures will return. And as Grace said, with 70-degree temps, it's absolutely lovely. And by Sunday rolls around, we will have the return of these rain clouds. Sunday, Monday might be a little wet out there, but across the board, it's looking like it'll be a little bit warmer compared to this minus 13 temperature change that we've had in this past 24 hours. As you can see from yesterday, we were 13 degrees above what we are right now. Man, across the board, everything is ticking down It's all below average from the past 24 hours. And when we move into our temperature outlook or our current temperatures, we can see we're at 36. Williamsport sitting at about 40 and 45 down there in Philly, 44 in Pittsburgh. So across the board, we're sitting in the high 20s to 30s to even the low 40s. But our departure from average, and today our high was 38. That's minus 14 for this time of year. And across the board, like I said, it's very cool temperatures. Everything is getting a little bit chilly. 51 down in Philly was our high point for the day, but even then, they're minus 5 from their average. Moving into our current radar, we can see we still have a few snow showers here and there. Certainly above the turnpike, we had amounts of snow even further up towards Bradford area and into Erie. And this is all due to some low pressure that's been slowly working its way out of our area, and across the board, everything as it moves towards New York and towards Philly, it's going to transition into rain, but all across the board, we have some localized flurries. Now, for the much broader view, we can see we've got a nice little empty space right here, and this is due to some high pressure that will be working its way into our area in the next hours or so, and it'll leave behind clear skies, so that's why we have these 26-degree temperatures this evening. But we can see this nice little dip. It's working its way in, and that's what will bring with it all the warmer temperatures, but the rain that we will have on Sunday into Monday. For our future radar, we can see not temperatures, clear skies. Absolutely nothing out and about. It's wonderful. It's cold. It's going to be cold, and it'll remain windy due to these high pressure that is working its way in. But as we start our day off with Thursday, it's going to be clear, but by the time Thursday evening rolls around, rain is going to start to mix in. And that's going to stick with us that night and leave behind some cloudy skies for Friday. But Friday, going to start off a little bit rainy. You might want to walk around with a rain jacket or something along those lines. But as we move into Saturday, that's when the warmer temperatures start to kick in. But it will be cloudy, but we will have, 70-degree temps. So it's a nice little mix. Got to give and take what you can get from there. But as we move into Sunday, it's going to remain still cloudy. And then by the nighttime rolls around, it'll start to rain and stick with us all the way until Monday morning. And for our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, it's starting to get a little bit warmer. We're starting to get the taste of spring, as I mentioned, with this weekend with 70-degree temps. But, we're still sitting kind of in the just above average. We want more of this bright red down towards Atlanta. But for our precipitation, all of the United States, it's going to be wet. It's going to be wild out there. And for Chicago, Harrisburg area, Ohio, we're really, going to get most of that rain as the systems start to continue moving up and out of our general space. For tonight, we can expect 23-degree temps with decreasing clouds due to that high pressure, but our winds are going to remain about 5 to 7 miles per hour. And then as that high pressure sits in tomorrow with those clouds getting left behind towards the evening, it's going to be mostly sunny, but it's going to be very gusty with 28-degree mile per hour winds. And for our 7 day, we've got more of the same. Like I said, 50-degree temps, overcast skies, partly cloudy skies, and rain, and then cold plunge right on Tuesday. But the 72 and the 69 are looking like a wonderful weekend. Back to y'all.
Thank you, Emmett. I guess that's just spring and State College for you. Now, stick around after the break because Hannah George will have the latest in sports.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Hannah George with your sports update. Penn State baseball kept it close against Pitt on Tuesday night, but a 5-run 7th inning sealed a 9-2 loss at Medler Field. The Nittany Lions now sit at 16-8 on the season. Paston Kling crushed his 10th home run of the season in the first inning, but the Nittany Lions couldn't match Pitt's late offensive surge. Skip Shinosky pitched 5 solid innings, striking out 4 before the bullpen struggled in its relief. It was also Dollar Dog Night, where 2,822 fans ate a staggering 6,733 hot dogs. Penn State's game against Bucknell, originally scheduled for tonight, has been postponed due to cold weather, with a makeup date still to be announced. The Nittany Lions resume Big Ten play this weekend at Michigan. The Penn State women's gymnastics team has officially earned a bid to the 2025 NCAA Regional Tournament and will compete on home turf at Rec Hall. The Nittany Lions will take part in a Session 2 on Thursday, April 3rd at 1 p.m. This year's NCAA Regionals will feature an impressive field of teams, with Penn State set to compete alongside Michigan State, Kentucky, and Ohio State. The event will take place from April 2nd through the 5th, with Rec Hall hosting the action throughout the tournament. All session tickets for the tournament are now available, with general admission tickets priced at $32 for adults and $20 for children under 12. Russell Wilson and Stephon Diggs are making moves this offseason. The New York Giants have signed Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal worth up to $21 million, including a $10.5 million guaranteed. Wilson, a 10-time Pro Bowler, chose New York over the Browns and Steelers, returning to MetLife Stadium, where he won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks. Meanwhile, 4-time Pro Bowler Stephon Diggs agreed to a 3-year, $69 million deal with the New England Patriots. Diggs, who suffered a season-ending ACL injury last year with the Houston Texans, is expected to be ready for the start of next season. He joins the Patriots to help strengthen their receiving corps. Houston Astros prospect Cam Smith has earned a spot on the team's opening day roster. The 22-year-old slugger was acquired in a trade with the Chicago Cubs this offseason in exchange for all-star outfielder Kyle Tucker. Smith had a strong spring, hitting .342 with 4 home runs, helping to secure his spot. After only 32 games in the minors last season, Smith's rise to the majors has been impressive. If he starts on opening day against the New York Mets, he'll be the second youngest position player in Astros history to make his MLB debut on opening day. It seems he's ready to help fill the spot left by Tucker in the outfield. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Kylie Smith has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Nittany Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
And he knew that. How do you think? I know. She continues to hold her values and everything though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
That the natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Kylie Smith with your entertainment update.
The Belisario College of Communications will be putting on a special hour-long preview of the Penn State Powwow. A pre-powwow celebration will run from 4 to 5 tomorrow afternoon in the Belisario Media Center. The event will feature a Native American storyteller and pawpaw flavored ice cream from the Berkey Creamery, and is open to the public for free. The 19th annual Penn State Traditional American Indian Powwow will be held on Saturday from 12 to 9 p.m. and Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. in the C3 Sports Complex, located at 200 Ellis Place in State College. The powwow will also be a family-free event. The 8th annual Pan APA conference entitled Afrofuturism will be held this Saturday in the Hub Robeson Center's Alumni Hall. Afrofuturism is a visionary movement that explores how African heritage, technology, and innovation can shape the continent's future. This year's theme is focused on the critical role of young leaders, creatives, and scholars in redefining Africa's trajectory through research, policy, and innovation. The conference will include keynote speeches with research presentations, breakout sessions, and networking opportunities. The event will run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and registration is required ahead of time. If you're feeling stressed out, you're not alone. Emily Koza is live in the studio with details on an event to help with stress management. Emily?
Thanks, Kylie. Last week, I had the chance to attend the Stress Less event at Deke, where students came together to eat, relax, and relieve stress. Let's check it out. I'm Emily Koza, and today we're here in the College of Earth and Mineral Science to take you guys along to Women and Gender Diversity in EMS and Minorities in the College of Liberal Arts Stress Less Night. They're providing food and fun activities to kick off the end of the semester with less stress. Here at Stress Less Night, we are joined with the Women and Gender Diversity in the College of Earth and Mineral Science, which is a club dedicated to fostering a network of support all genders in the College of EMS professionally and socially. We are also joined by the Minorities in the College of Liberal Arts Club. They're having a Stress Less Night event tonight to kick off the second half of the spring semester.
Eat food, chat with their friends, but also do some stress relieving activities.
They got catered by Roots, so they're eating some dinner and they're having a bonding event where they're making stress balls, they have Play-Doh, they have games, and just a space to relax and talk. I'm here at the event making a stress ball myself, because journalism majors get stressed too. Fill it up with rice. Oh, so fun. For PSN News, I'm Emily Kosa. As the school year comes to an end, these are very simple activities that you can do at home to relieve stress. Back to you, Kylie.
Thanks, Emily. In national news, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's star, originally nicknamed Prince Charming by his teacher, now has a street named after him. Earlier today in West Philadelphia, where he was born and raised, Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker and city leaders honored Will Smith by renaming a street next to his old high school, Will Smith Way. The ceremony was along a section of formerly named 59th Street. Smith reminisced about learning the value of hard work on these streets and education from his parents, before hitting it big as an actor and rapper. Speaking of rapping, Smith is releasing his 5th studio album based on a true story this Friday. This is his first music project in 2 decades. Fan club president Yolanda Saldivar is up for parole for the first time this Sunday. 30 years after killing Latin music legend Selena Quintanilla Perez, the 64-year-old has spent the last 3 decades serving her life sentence in Texas. Saldivar was convicted of first-degree murder on October 23, 1995, with the possibility of parole in 2025. Her lawyer has tried to appeal the court for a new trial in the past, arguing that the case was handled incorrectly, but was denied. A spokeswoman for the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles says there's no date set for when the decision will be released, but Saldivar's case will be voted around Sunday's hearing. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, Evan Halfin will be speaking with Charlie Hurwitz, a Clean Creatives Campus ambassador. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out.
Reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Evan Halfin, and with me tonight is Charlie Hurtwitz, a Clean Creatives Campus Ambassador. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your major, where you're from, what year you are.
Yeah, I'm a junior studying advertising and Spanish, and I have 2 minors in sustainability leadership and global and international studies. I'm a proud resident of Narberth, Pennsylvania, and outside of my studies, I'm the social media chair for both the club Ultimate Frisbee team, where I also play, as well as Line 90.7, our student-run radio. And I'm also a sustainability chair for Phi Chi Theta Business Fraternity.
Gotcha. Yeah, you got a lot going on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. So what is Clean Creatives and what is its mission?
Clean Creatives is a movement of advertisers, PR professionals, and individuals that are cutting ties with fossil fuels.
Gotcha. And kind of going off of that, what inspired you to get involved with them?
Yeah, so with my minor, sustainability leadership, this is something that's very important to me. And I was looking for a job for this semester, and it worked out perfectly. It's been amazing. It's been the best part of my semester and my best part of college so far.
And as one of the Penn State ambassadors, what does your day-to-day responsibilities look like? And what are some initiatives and campaigns that you guys been creating on campus so far?
Yeah, so I've had the pleasure of being a co-ambassador with Zoe Joseph, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. But we started out pretty small, just through word of mouth, spreading the word on who we are and what we're doing, talking to our peers, talking to our classmates, talking to our professors, hanging up flyers. Then we moved on to presentations in classrooms, presentations in different organizations. And then we've moved on to bigger pictures, doing things like this. We've been talking to some of the student-run newspapers, and we're getting a portfolio night coming together, so stay tuned for that. And we'll be doing tabling events at the hub and throughout campus, and especially on Earth Day. So come check us out.
Yeah, sounds like you're booked and busy. That's so awesome that you're spreading their mission with those initiatives. And kind of going off of that, what role do you think college students and young professionals play in holding their community accountable when it comes to fossil fuel usage?
Yeah, so as college students now, it's easy to feel powerless in such a big world, but in 10 years, we're going to be the people holding the positions of power. And I think it's really important to make sure that where you're working, your morals align with theirs. And I think being able to educate students on that now before they enter the workforce is critical.
And on top of the education aspect of it, what's one of your favorite parts about working for Clean Creatives at Penn State so far?
It's something very important to me. I think the climate crisis is very much a climate crisis, and it's only going to get worse. So I think having any part in educating and helping my community, it's been incredible.
And how has working with this organization helped you with your future career within advertising?
Yeah, Clean Creatives does a lot for the ambassadors and anyone who is interested. I've had the pleasure of doing events like this where I can practice my public speaking as well as those presentations, and also being organized. And it's up to me how much I get done. And I think that responsibility has really ignited a spark inside of me, and it's green advertising is exactly what I do after what I want to do after graduation, and I am viewing this as an opportunity to show that I can do it and that I can do well.
Gotcha. And can you tell me a little bit more about green advertising and what that looks like?
Yeah, so the advertising field is flooded with a bunch of greenwashing and a bunch of ads that might not be painting the clearest picture on what the company is doing. So what Clean Creatives is trying to do is make it clear what kind of companies are preaching what they're sowing and who is helping the earth and not destroying it.
Gotcha. And what steps can students here at Penn State and young professionals take to support Clean Creatives' mission and be involved even if they're not in PR advertising?
Yeah, so a big part of Clean Creatives and what I do as an ambassador is advertise the Clean Creative Student Pledge. The Student Pledge, you basically say, I won't work for these fossil fuel companies. And once you sign that pledge, you get one email and one email only that invites you to a Slack channel, a group chat with thousands of people in the industry right now with networking and job opportunities. And that's been a great help to me. And outside of that, it's a community. I think Clean Creatives does a great job providing community. They do Zoom sessions, they do meet and greets all throughout the globe. And even if you're not in advertising and PR, even if you're not in communications, they're happy to have you as part of the team, and they're happy to have anyone that's interested be part of the community.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's so awesome. And going off of that, is there anything, I guess, in the next year or two that Clean Creatives has prepared for the future?
Yeah. Each year, Clean Creatives has expanded on what they've done in the past. Each year, they come out with an F list, which is companies that have refused to sign the pledge and companies that continue to work with the fossil fuel big corporations. And that creates a way more clear picture for people like us that are entering the workforce to see where their next job can be.
Gotcha. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming in, Charlie, and telling us more about Clean Creatives.
No.
Now stick around because coming up next, Brooke and Grace will have the latest news from across the nation.
Ready, mics?
3, 2,
Fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This isn't any talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
And he knew that. How do you say
I know.
She continues to hold her values and everything though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart,
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts
creators
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
That a natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there, pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State,
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
An Alaskan teenager was recently found dead after triggering an avalanche. The body of 16-year-old Tucker Challen was recovered on Sunday, about 60 miles southeast of Anchorage, Alaska. Alaska state troopers stated that Challen was a part of a group of snow machiners who were riding the day prior. The avalanche was caused by Charlin riding over a weak layer, which later broke, shooting out and breaking into the slopes. The Avalanche Center has warned people of these unsafe conditions and recommends people ride lower angle slopes. This was the 4th death in Alaska due to snowslides within the past month.
Chaos at a Tesla dealership in Palm Beach County, Florida. Over the weekend, a man drove his car into protesters outside the dealership. Fortunately, no one was injured. The protest was part of a series of demonstrations across the United States against Elon Musk and his ties to the Trump administration. Protesters were voicing their opposition to Musk's influence when suspect Andrew Dutil drove across the sidewalk, causing protesters to scramble for safety. This follows a pattern of escalating violence at Musk-owned businesses, including Tesla Cybertrucks being set on fire and gunshots fired at a dealership in Oregon. Dutil was arrested and faces an assault charge.
The genetic testing company 23andMe has recently filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The San Francisco-based company, known for its saliva-based DNA testing kits, announced that they are looking to sell all assets in a court-approved reorganization plan. The company's co-founder and CEO, Ann Wojcicki, will also be stepping down from her position to be the, quote, best position as an independent bidder for the company. This announcement follows the all-independent directors of the company's resignation, as well as the company's laying off of 40% of its employees.
Former U.S. Representative Mia Love of Utah, known for being the first Black Republican woman elected to Congress, passed away at the age of 49 on Sunday. Her family confirmed her death on social media, sharing that Love had been receiving treatment for brain cancer at Duke University. It was announced that Love had stopped responding to treatment, and she died peacefully at her home in Saratoga Springs. Notable politicians have taken to their own platforms to honor her legacy of service, calling her, quote, a true friend and an inspiration to all who knew her. That concludes our show here tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.